breaking down the political landscape. This is KQ, truth for you. Political honesty rooted in God. This is KQ, truth for you.
Good evening. Welcome to KQ. I'm Ken.
I'm Kevlon.
Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. This is KQ, the truth for you.
Good evening. Welcome to KQ. I'm Kevlon.
And I am Ken.
Yes, indeed. We're still here. Believe it or not, Montgomery, Alabama still exists, and we are coming to you from here, hoping you guys are aware and keep your swivel going, because, buddy, things are getting kind of rough, kind of quick.
Hey, man, look, we're still here, but I'm a little scared, though. I've been seeing how, President Elon and his switch, Trump, they're going after people, man.
Yeah.
They're doing all kinds of crap, and apparently it don't even matter if you're red or blue or whatever. All that matters is that you, as a po as us black folks down here in Alabama, if you that po, then you're in the same category, man. They try to hold us all. It's them against us, people.
And we're not the only ones complaining about it anymore. They have a lot of Republicans. We maybe should have had a couple of clips with some Republicans at these town halls holding them accountable across the country. And it's starting to filter along. They say, I didn't know it was going to get me too. I thought you was just going after them.
Well, look, man, it's them against us. And the question you have to ask yourself is, who is them and who is us?
But I know who we are. And since we're here, we're going to talk to y'all about what's really going on. You really have to be careful. See, let me just give you a quick history lesson. America came about because some Europeans decided to come over here and populate this land and take it over and establish a government and free themselves from the British rule. And it took a long time to put a whole lot of institutions in place. We ended up with the world's strongest economy and strongest military. And there was a lot that had to do with government functioning in order to put us in that position. The government also made a whole lot of mistakes and wasted a whole lot of money along the way. But at the end of the day, we're still, to this day, the strongest democracy the world has ever seen. And it always takes a lot of effort to build something up. But any 2-year-old will be able to show you, if not tell you, that it's real easy to tear something apart.
That's right. And then when they tear it apart, then it'd be hard for, somebody on the backslide to come back in and try to put it back together, especially when they weren't involved in putting it together in the first place.
Yeah, we had it happen when Bush was in office. Actually, we can go back to Reagan, but we'll just start with Bush.
Deficitly speaking.
And recessionally speaking.
Yeah.
Reagan kind of started this train. No Democrat since Reagan has had a recession, and every single Republican, including Reagan and beyond, has had recessions. And at the end of the terms, once it switches from Republican back to the Democratic Party, the Democrats have to basically build it up from scratch, put all of the mechanics back in place, put the right people in office, strengthen the middle class, because this is a consumer-driven economy. And once that middle class strengthens in, buddy, everything starts rolling. Everybody looks around and gets dissatisfied with Democrats and believes the propaganda. Next thing you know, we back to a Republican, and that Republican tanks everything once again, and they put the Democrats back in to fix it. So we're in that process again, guys.
Look, man, when Kev says propaganda, literally what he means is hate. If you hate a fellow American for any particular reason, or how they decide to live their life, or what color they are, or where they originally came from, or their heritage,
what job they have that you think they shouldn't have.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, if you fall into that trap and believe the hate, that is the propaganda that they're using to control not only me, but it's controlling us. And we make bad decisions and vote people in that are really they're more aligned with the agenda of people that are in our top 1%. So they use half of the 99% under the top 1%, financially speaking, they use hate to control them, to make them vote the way they want to vote, to be able to legally hate on somebody. And then that's how we end up. So speaking of hate, check this out.
I
man.
sure hate the way that this thing has been going so far.
Yeah, look at this.
Talked to you guys earlier about the institutions that get built up over time. And what happened here recently is that Trump decided to take a meat axe towards a plethora of institutions. So we have this thing called inspectors general.
IGs, they are
watchdogs.
They're basically the watchdogs. They look over if something corrupt is going on or something's going on,
some
with
fraud or waste,
on somebody taking bribes or whatever. It's inspector generals.
They're not partisan. They're strictly by the books. There's not been a report of an inspector general being let's say inappropriately wielding power. These guys are pretty standard,
red, blue, independent, whatever they are. They all pretty much follow the guidelines that are prescribed by that particular office, and they do the job. They do the job well. I mean, you might have a little bit of leaning stuff, but I mean, if it's something criminal, they're gonna prosecute. That's just what they do.
Yeah.
Well, a bunch of them then got fired, man.
He can't have nobody overlooking his government.
Yeah, man. Significant. But it said the significance of firing inspectors general explained. This was CLC. Yeah.
Yes. Daniel Caputo.
I like Caputo. All right. Yeah. President Donald Trump ended his first week in office by firing inspectors generals across 17 different federal agencies effective immediately. So he fired the watchdogs, the stopgate, the people that are supposed to be there to make sure that everybody is holding the up and up and doing the right thing in the right way and being morally and legally responsible with our money. He fired them.
Yeah. And the thing about these, you're supposed to give Congress 30 days notice before you pull the trigger and fire an IG.
Yeah, and you're supposed to explain why you're firing that particular IG.
And then these has to be just cause. The Congress that passed the ordinance to put this in place, they specified those two criteria in firing IGs. Both of those Trump ignored.
Yeah.
And so that means he broke the law. Now, there ain't gonna be no prosecutions because guess who's running the Justice Department?
Oh man, they done fired all them people, man. They done fired them. There ain't nobody watching the man. They got rid of doggone the civil rights legislation. We should have had that one up here too, but we didn't. It just popped in my head. So when you file a civil rights lawsuit with the federal government against like whoever violated your civil rights, there was a department that used to legislate and help you get some type of, what they call it, restitution.
Yeah, restitution.
Help you get some type of restitution for blatantly having your civil rights destroyed and whatever. So Trump told the civil rights division to, all right, we're gonna stop all civil rights legislation. Now that one is homework. Y'all gonna have to look that one up yourself because I ain't got time.
Yeah, he told them kick rocks.
Told them kick rock. If you need help, the federal government is not gonna be there to assist you.
And you can take your restitution out of my cold dead hands.
That what they said. Look, this blatantly illegal and incredibly concerning mass firing removes the only independent offices within agencies designed to protect taxpayer money and root out corruption, fraud, waste, and mismanagement. So if they done got rid of the department, wait a minute. What Doge and them supposed to be doing? What they
They're supposed to be rooting out corruption, fraud, waste, and mismanagement.
So why would they fire the people that were previously there rooting out fraud, waste, and mismanagement?
Let me give you a little bit of it. So the Doge people is not an actual department. Essentially, they're advisors to the president, and they're wielding presidential power somehow. I don't know how that works. But the first thing that you would do if you were serious about rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse is you would go to the inspectors general and pull the files that they've been looking at and assess what they've done as far as work to find mismanagement and pick up where they left off from. That would be the least that you would do. But instead, Trump fired them all.
Yep.
Now, tell me this makes sense, y'all. Figure a way out. I don't understand. It just don't make no sense to me.
Yep.
And we're going to get a senator's take on this horrible.
Oh, man, this is one of them good senators, too, man. I like this dude. Yeah, this is my boy.
Cory the Booker.
President does. They get elected, especially without a mandate, without the popular vote. You come in and say, I want to work with Democrats, what Reagan did, what Clinton did. I want to work with the other side to accomplish big things. The way we do that is legislatively through the process. But he didn't do it the strong president way. He started issuing these executive orders. None of them had to do with lowering prices. All of them had to do with petty personal stuff, attacks on people that attacked him, from pardoning the 9/11, from pardoning the January 6th people who viciously beat police officers, all the way to renaming the Gulf of Mexico. This is not what people wanted him to do. And ultimately, he's going to be paying for it. And that's why his approval rating is going down right now.
Let me ask you about the firing of the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, CQ Brown. You heard me play that sound from Congressman Clyburn. He said point blank, he believes he was fired because of the color of his skin. Senator Mullen pushed back against that characterization forcefully. How do you see the firing of CQ Brown?
The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff is someone who should give independent advice on the military and national security. It's something that on both sides of the aisle, we said that should be independent of politics. That's why their terms are set. But just like the FBI director, which again was a Republican supported person, this General Brown was supported overwhelmingly by Democrats and Republicans. Donald Trump has thrown that out the window and is sending a dangerous message to the military. It's not about your independent expertise. It's not about your years of service. It's about your personal political loyalty to me. And that is a dangerous message to send to our military at a time when we really need independent, credible advice being going to the president, because we live in a difficult, complex world.
There you go.
Tell me what's wrong with that.
Tell me, how does that float your bubble? Senator Booker is on point, man. You can't doggone just start firing people, man, like that. The people that are doing their freaking jobs. How in the world are we able to, where's the continuity in our government?
Yeah, so that's the IGs, and they fired the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the head military advisor the president has. That's not all. I'm telling you, they're trying to tear it apart. They're going after all of the major places where you would find and receive pushback to the president's worst instincts. They're getting rid of all of them. Maybe he's trying to set it up so that this time, if he suggests shooting protesters in the kneecaps, the military will go ahead and engage. But let's go ahead and get to the next set of firings.
Not firing, but yeah, this is the guy he hired, man. He hired this dude, man.
I think his name is McDrunkerson or something like that.
Yeah, Sloopy McSlooperson.
Rapey McDrunkhead. Something.
I'm gonna choose to reject your unqualified question.
Secretary, how did the three JAGs that you say you're replacing present roadblocks, as you said, to what the president is wanting to do?
It's not about roadblocks to an agenda. It's roadblocks to orders that are given by a commander-in-chief. So ultimately, I want the best possible lawyers in each service to provide the best possible recommendations, no matter what, to lawful orders that are given. And we didn't think those particular positions were well suited. And so we're looking for the best. We're opening it up to everybody to be able to be the top lawyer of those services.
All right. So now we're going after the judge advocate generals. These are the people who legally basically stand in the gap and make sure that there are good legal judgments going on within the military complex.
Yeah.
And you don't want anybody in there telling you that legally speaking, you're going to run into a buzzsaw if you do X, Y, or Z. So you got to get rid of them too.
Yeah. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said Monday that the 3 fired judge advocates general, those are JAGs, they're like military lawyers, are potential roadblocks to President Trump's orders. So Trump is going to be making some illegal orders, right? And then we got these JAGs that are the lawyers over our military that are going to be like saying, nah, y'all can't do that because that's illegal. They fire them.
And admit that it's because they were going to be roadblocks. Let me explain something. That's what they were for in the first place, was to be roadblocks.
Yeah. Yeah. Now they are non-existent. And guess what? Brown shirt sycophants have been replaced. They're already picking them. They already know who they're gonna get.
They want Trump sycophants, man. This is not about they get all panty in a waddish about DEI and hiring people without qualifications. The only qualification that stands out is, are you loyal to Donald Trump? If you're loyal to him, they'll put you in. Why? So he can have his way. He can run roughshod over the law, not worry about anybody speaking up, any roadblocks, none of that. So this is where we're headed. And I want you to, as we're going through this, contemplate what the world would be like, what this country would be like if there were no roadblocks to the admitted dictator on day 1, day 2, day 3, all the way down to day 35.
Man, shoot, them dang on folks he hiring, man. They 2025 people writing scripts now, man. They done crossed over from writing the Project 2025. Now they writing scripts for these people he putting in office, man.
They writing Project 28. They talking about what they gonna do with the next presidential election.
Yeah, man. Up. They want him to be running back again in 28. If he run again, doggone it, we call him Barack Obama or Michelle. What, man? We want one of them. Hey, so check this out.
More firings.
How the Pentagon personnel firings threaten our apolitical military. Oh
yeah. What does it mean to have an apolitical military, Ken? What's good about that?
I mean, well, you don't want to be political military. I know that much. Man, come on, man. On Friday, President Donald Trump fired the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the Air Force, General Charles Q. Brown. Don't that sound like a nice name? Charles Q. Brown?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sound almost like a Morgan Freeman or Samuel Jackson or something like that. Yeah, you know.
They fired, who else did they fire? The Chief of Naval Operations. They fired. So that was Lisa Franchetti, Air Force Vice Chief General James Scheif.
Left.
And 3 JAGs. So they're going to the top brass, and all of the watchdogs and all of the people who are supposed to be steering this country in the right direction from a legal basis and constitutional basis. They're taking them all out, leaving just sycophants there. And Donald Trump's judgment will reign and have total control and drive us from here. So we're subject to good old Donald Trump's judgment.
Oh, yeah. And, man, y'all know that man ain't but 78 years old, man. I'm sure he's cognitively all there. He's got 100%, man. He ain't got no help coming in from the billionaire class.
When he was sprightly, he discussed nuking hurricanes and disinfectant injections. So I'm sure he's gotten sharper since then.
Absolutely, right? Man. That dude, man, he's A100, man. Let him listen to them dang on maggots.
Let me tell you, what we keep trying to get everybody to understand that once these things are gone, it's very, very, very difficult to get back. Once they've done away with the constitutional provisions, done away with the congressionally enacted laws and the constitutional checks that are put in place so that Congress can check the executive branch and all. Once they've taken all that away, it's going to be very difficult to get back, and our country is going to look very different. The question that I would hate to answer is, what are you going to do about it? Or, when this was going on, what did you do, Dad? I can tell you what I'm not going to say. Well, I sat still and I didn't say a word. That's not going to happen. We're going to always be here speaking on KQ, because what's happening is verifiable, and it's ridiculous.
Yep. And guess who's satisfied? Y'all see it, man.
Vladdy.
Y'all see it right there.
They call him Happy Vladdy.
Yeah, man. Vladdy is happy,
Happy
man.
Vladdy.
He's happy about all this,
Yes,
man.
indeed.
We ain't even talking about Ukraine, man.
Yeah.
Hey, KQ, baby.
Yeah.
Y'all know what we're here to
Yeah.
do. I hopefully y'all know what we're here to do. Red, blue, independent, all of y'all.
It
Y'all
don't
know what
matter.
we're here to do.
It's all love. We're just trying to get people to stop the train from running off the tracks and into your house. That's all.
That's it, man. Trying to keep a plane from falling out the sky, man. Y'all, that's all we're trying to do.
Yes, indeed.
Much love, much love.
Peace and hair grease.
Peace, hair grease, and you know how we get it, man. Stop that.
Shouts out to you.
1, 2, KQ. A do-do-do-do. Can you dig it? And all I wanna do 1, 2 is just listen to you. KQ politics 72. Can you dig it? 1, 2 KQ. A do-do-do-do. Can you dig it? And all I wanna do 1, 2 you wish just listen to you. KQ politics 72. Can you dig it? KQ. Do-do-do-do. Can you dig it?